I'm really very happy to introduce our next speaker. Tere is an Afro-Latina from Humboldt Park. She's a native of the Chicago area, and we met through our sorority, Sigma Lambda Gamma, and part of that mission is to disseminate information from a diverse perspective, which is another reason I'm glad that she's here. Currently, and this is something that she's been doing for years and she's very passionate about, she teaches youth about emotional intelligence and spiritual management through hip hop. She also founded an organization for women that started in the South Bronx and is now becoming an international movement. And it's moved to Tanzania and is Toronto. So big things on the horizon. But the main thing is her overall message is all about the love. So if you guys would join me in welcoming Tere.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm so happy to be here. I feel blessed. If we could take a quick moment of silence for the people of Puerto Rico and the people of Mexico right now, and the islands also, please. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So real quickly, my name is Tere. I just had a birthday on Sunday. It turned 38 years old, and I feel like I'm 17. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But there's something beautiful about turning 38 and feeling like you're 17. You know what I mean? And that has everything to do with spirit. Come on. Snap it up, something. Oh, this is the after lunch bunch. Got it. High carbs, high carbs. So I have this little paper with me because there are some important pieces that I don't want to miss, and I get really excited because I'm Puerto Rican and I'm real passionate and I talk real fast, and then it just gets really, all right. So it's interesting that right now, all of the stuff that's happening in Puerto Rico, there's such a high impact in my own family. We just heard from my family about 2 or 3 days ago. The roofs are off the houses. People have lost everything. We're still waiting for aid. So it's devastating because my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. I can't send them money. I can't send them anything. We don't know when they're going to get help. And some people have not even heard from their families. So it's a pretty tough little moment going on. But we're resilient, and with faith, it happens. But the beautiful thing is that there's organizations like you guys, right, that are right there. And so when it's time to make that move, I just want to tell you right now that I'm in gratitude for the work that you do and that you see, that you meet people where they're at. And that's critical. And that's imperative. And that's what makes the world a better place. So thank you. Now give yourselves a round of applause. So my parents migrated from Puerto Rico in the 60s and 70s. And guess where one of their first stops was? Salvation Army, right? Not to any of the Kroc centers, of course, but to shop. Because that's what they could afford and that's what they had access to. It wasn't about shopping at Marshall Fields. That was not a reality. That wasn't affordable. And so the Salvation Army, and I smiled because my parents, when I told them that I was going to come and speak to the awesome folk of Salvation Army, they were like, ¿Qué? No me diga nena. Yeah, wow. So they were really excited and super proud because for them, that's where they met a lot of their friends while they were shopping. Check that out. Because that's where they saw people that were in the same struggle as them and spoke the same language. Full circle. I'm here. Word. In the hood, we say word, okay? So right now with the mass exodus that we need to prepare for of the people that are coming from Puerto Rico, guess where they're going to be shopping at? Where? Full circle. And you guys are still here doing the work. So it's awesome to just be before you, right, and get all that energy and exchange the energy of love and of real, authentic love, authentic caring, right? Like just coming from that space. So the importance of community centers like the Kroc Center. I didn't have a Kroc Center growing up. I had the YMCA and I had the Boys and Girls Club. I had the Park District and those were and Aspira. And those were the places that had people who cared about me. And I know she gave the little blurb about me and the things that I've done, but all of that is because of people like you who cared about me enough to be excited about whatever gifts God has given me. Come on. That's exciting. And now I have an organization that's international because people cared enough about talking to me and loving me through whatever my issues and my emotional trauma. They loved me through it. So it's amazing. Word. There you go. We in church now, people. So just to give you a little bit of information about where I come from Humboldt Park. It's a predominantly Puerto Rican community it's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away from downtown. And my high school experience, we had, according to the newspapers and the news, I was at one of the worst schools in the city of Chicago in the 90s. It was Roberto Clemente High School. I lost 14 of my friends during the 4 years of, 14. During the 4 years of my high school experience, which meant that we were always at funerals. Well, my parents really didn't let me go because they were gang related, so I couldn't participate because Chicago was so crazy at that time that they would literally pull the deceased person. The opposite gang would come into the funeral home with guns and pull the deceased person out of the coffin and drag them down the street. I'm not talking lies here. This is real life Chicago insanity. So what do you do? How do you like what, post-traumatic stress disorder? It's real. And it's not just when you're in the military or doing those other kind of services, right? So little did I know that I had that I was going through this high anxiety when I went away to college to the University of Illinois, which, by the way, the only reason that I really went away to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign was because I had organizations like you guys that told me that I was great and that I could make it, and to you, girl, you better apply. And so, it's awesome. Word, exactly, brother. Right. So, again, I just want to highlight the importance of the duality, right? The two things that have been my experience about what you do. The community centers, which I know some kids from 119th. I didn't know that they probably go to your space, but you could tell. You could tell where their mind is at, and you're, oh, okay, you go to that community center. That's why you're doing what you're doing. Word. So one thing, the community centers, but the other thing is the stores, right? Giving us access to have quality things. When you come from Puerto Rico and you're in 100-degree weather and you come to the brutal Chicago winter, where do you think we got our coats at? Word. Yes, so I ended up learning how to use the stereotypes that were out there about Puerto Ricans, I was able to defy those because of people like you and because of organizations like yours. And I didn't know that I had this power until they told me, hey, you have a big mouth, girl. What you gonna do with that? How you gonna handle all that energy that you got? What you gonna do? I don't know, they're like, sing. or you need to start speaking. This is me at 13, 14 years old. So hip hop happened to come on by and say, hey, you could tell your story however you want to tell your story, and guess what? We got your back. And I was like, what? So I'm going to do a little piece for you, if that's cool. As night falls, the fight calls, the inner city queen is awakened from my soul, embracing how it feels, all her fury and hardships that overrule the fact that she has always been God's gift. But blind to the joy, she's engulfed in a promise. Her ancestors made before the Lord on a mountain. They swore on the bloodline, no one will cross gates until I reach the status of a queen in my own place. So now I make a move, but I move at my own pace. Before me there were teachers, speakers, mothers with norm fates. They were building on a theme they believed they could dream free. To justify their lives, they believed they could bring me. So now I stand here, heat spitter, set to change minds while the enemy, come on y'all. While the enemy surround, threaten to take mine, I never give it to him. My story is unfolding, realer than real. One up on haters cause I'm chosen. I ain't never been the shy type, cause in the shy you either slang or grab the mic, right? So if you're thinking I'ma fail, get your mind right. I'm a shy city champ in the limelight. I ain't never been the shy type, cause in the shy you either slang or grab the mic, right? So if you're thinking I'ma fail, get your mind right. I'm a shy city champ in the limelight. Yeah, what it do is Lati. Killer to the liver like a hot sake. Born in the shy, conceived in the beat, raised in the rhythm with my brother TC. Now I'm living life, a lyric at a time. God said so, I'm steady, faith divine, with a knowledge of the hood that'll blow your mind. I ain't gotta move fast, I'ma take my time. I'm a S dot, L dot, G point. I come with the ice cold flow that'll shut down all of these boys. Just know I deserve this though. I'm the girl who bought the mixtapes and the hit tapes back in 6th grade. Studied all the styles, got a dose to the underground downstate. Now my style ain't a similar sound. I know you're feeling me now. That inspiration, never let the enemy kill your motivation. Do it for your block, do it for your fam, do it on your own. You don't need nobody holding your hand. I ain't never been the shy type, cause in the shy you either slang or grab the mic, right? So if you're thinking I'ma fail, get your mind right. I'm a shy city champ in the limelight. That right there, whether you believe it or not, is my therapy. Getting that out is my therapy. I can't tell you who I would be if I did not have access to that story in my soul. And that's what we got going on, is so many people that are afraid to tap in. But y'all help people tap in. Whether it's through the sports stuff that they do at the Croc Center, whether it's through the emotional, everybody's a counselor in here. Preach it, come on, yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's really happening. You're a counselor. Or a therapist, whatever you want to call yourself. So the emotional piece, the mental piece, the physical piece, right? And the spiritual piece. That's you're right there. You're tapping into everybody. So you can move people to the next place. So again, gratitude, right? I have an attitude of gratitude today. Like I really, really do. I feel like I'm in a space where the angels are present. And that's dope. That's good energy. Positive vibes, yeah? All right. And I like to have a good time, as you could tell. Like we gotta laugh a little bit because things are crazy out here. So I ended up going away to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, studied anthropology and Spanish. I didn't know that God had a plan for me that was going to set me to teach children around the world how to use hip-hop as an emotional tool, an emotional healing tool. Excuse me. Obviously, I learned it. I practiced it on myself first, and then I'm able to... And then I'm able to kind of pull it out of these kids. But that's because I have my own stories of the things that have happened to me, right? Like drug abuse and all kinds of things in my own family, and just learning how to navigate that. But thankfully, it's through spirit. Holla at the Holy Spirit. Yeah, well. So after college, I moved to New York City on some crazy, I don't know, I'm going to New York. That's where, people really make it. And I did. I was able to travel the world. I created a hip hop group, and we did human rights hip hop, and it was amazing. So then what happens? As a woman in hip hop, it's not very exciting sometimes. Because you're expected to, I don't know, like wear nothing. This 300-pound mama has to wear some clothes, though. But I'm fine, though. Don't get it twisted. But you know, my mom and dad, they still together, they still alive, they still whoop me. So I learned how to create my own narrative through hip hop and not let other people dictate what access I had or have. And that work has been really, really amazing. I've been, to refugee camps in Palestine in the West Bank. I've worked with children under bridges in Guatemala, but that's where God has taken me, and that's because people loved me enough to tell me that I was dope enough and that I had the power to do it, and that the power that was inside of me was way bigger than I could even imagine, right? So cool. Like, God, you cool, man. So, what's my time check? I'm good? Okay. So, I like to talk too. The Puerto Ricans like to talk. I like to dance also. I'm not gonna do a dance performance for you guys right now. I didn't choreograph anything. I'm so sorry. But I can do another piece for you guys, if that's cool. What I wanted to share though, right before I do that, art to activism, right? Being able to grab my story, which is my art, shifting it into art through hip hop, and then being an activist. So my artivism. Yes. And I really wanted to suggest that to the Kroc centers and maybe you already do it, but how important it is, especially for people of color, real chat, right? To be able to access that extra energy that we got going on and pull out that art that they have and teach them how to be activists for their community, but really how to be activists for themselves and advocate for themselves, because you're not guaranteed to always have somebody to hold your hand. Okay? So that's just a suggestion, and I give you my website if you want to check out different things to do. You have access to that too. So that's my contribution to you guys. And what else? Life is great. Yeah? I think life is great. I'm glad that you guys are together at a conference talking about, how amazing you are and hyping each other up. Yeah? We need that though. That's self-care. That's being in your family and talking to each other about what you're doing. And also, self-care is talking about what you're not doing. Real chat. That's how you take care of yourself. And having people to challenge you, especially when you feel like you're not doing that great, having somebody say, hey, man, cut that out. In Spanish, we say, ¿qué te pasa? Somebody laughed over there real hard. Like you understood me or something over there. Everybody say, ¿qué te pasa? But you got to be like, ¿qué te pasa? Yeah, so when, if you got little Spanish or Latino kids, you be like, ¿qué te pasa? And they'll be like, you could get them good like that. They'll open up immediately, I promise. So I'm going to do this last piece, and then I'll be done. Is everybody good? That's what's up. I appreciate that. Wait, one thing that I learned is that during, all of this sharing of my testimony, because it's hard. This is not something I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Hey. No, it's not that easy. Before I got up here, I was writing down my notes, making sure I didn't miss a point. But again, it's not easy to stand before people and tell your business, and how you did it and why you did it and what you were going through. But it's the energy that you guys have is so open and inviting that it makes it easier for me to just be in conversation with you versus putting on a show. So thank you for that. That means that whatever work you're doing with your youth in your community, if this is what is really going on in those spaces, and I know kids are tough, I get it. And so working with families can be challenging. But if this is the energy, the open spirit that you really have when you're in your own physical spaces, it's happening. It's happening, yeah. Amen, brother, for sure. It's real. So thank you. I'm going to do this last piece, which is called You Are Who You've Been Waiting For. So that's the hook. Does everybody know what the hook is? The hook is like the chorus. The chorus, okay? So the hook goes like this, and I would love, can we like engage in this together? Okay, gracias. It goes, you are who you've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. Awesome. So I'm going to let you know when the hook comes in, and then you're going to do that. I'll do it with you the first time. All right? This one makes me a little bit emotional because this is like when people were, oh, you're too fat, girl. You think you're going to be a rapper? And I was like, watch me. I never deal with the devil. I only live in this hell and keep it burning like there's fuel in the shuttle. Caught up on common ground, brought up in the boom bap, illuminated by the moonlight. Another story from the inner sections. I've been a spiritual beginner, but now I'm in a profound mind state. Amber alert, I'm trying to find fate, revolutionize, tantalize faith. I never question what my elders told me, no. Forever scribe like a welder's art. I give praise to the sunrise, grieve when the night falls. Bathe in the sunshine, see when my sight's gone. Never fear, my soul's ever clear. Like I'm back at you if I take it back to you and I. Forever forward, constant with the program. So hold hands like a slow jam hook. You are who you've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. I knew my time would come. Can't nobody stop me now. I'm focused. Go ahead, wipe me down. I'm so in it. Born to the hood with no limits. Strong when I'm giving a can of that spinach. Something like a Popeye, more like a rebel though. Open your heart and I'ma show you like a telescope. Now breathe in when I exhale the culture. Jovial soul, but elevated to the most. I retain knowledge like a deity, a goddess. Soul power stacking like it's creatine and rhyming. Yo, I never let up. Got my armor, that's the fresh get up. God's got me set up even when I'm fed up. Wind to my back, showing love to Mother Gaia. I need the struggle to survive. Wind to my back, showing love to Mother Gaia. I need the struggle to survive.